But first, we're joined by singer-songwriter and author Juliana Zobrist, who has a signing tonight for her new book, Pull It Off, Removing Your Fears and Putting on Confidence. Juliana, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So what made you want to write this book?
I wanted to connect with people, and outside of just a 3.5-minute song, and I was realizing that whether it was a 12-year-old girl or an 80-year-old woman, that we were all dealing with these issues of insecurity and fear and wanting to understand our value and wanting to be confident but not really knowing how. So that was really the catalyst for wanting to write the book.
I mean, you do so much. I mean, you're a singer-songwriter, inspirational speaker, you got your mom. You know, how do you put it all into one book?
Well, it was hard. It was hard. It was a lot of time and effort. But, you know, that's the question that I get asked the most often is, how do you pull it off?
Yeah.
Or I could never pull that off. And so I started reversing the question back on people and saying, well, what's telling you that you can't? Who is telling you that you can't? And really, almost 9 times out of 10, there was no answer. It was just simply ourselves. So I have found that sometimes our own insecurity is really our greatest inhibitor.
Why is it important for a person to understand their true identity?
Because that's where your value and your worth are. And when you understand your value and your worth, then that's what kind of catapults you into your courage. And then the aftermath of that is that you're able to celebrate people that are different from you and really champion differences in others.
Now, in your book, you talk about something called shoulding, like don't should on me. I
Yes.
pronounced it wrong the first time because I wasn't so sure. But what is shoulding, and how do you release yourself from it?
So shoulds, S-H-O-U-L-D.
Not shoulding.
Just to spell it out for everybody. They're just highly individualized preferences and opinions. And when we place those on other people, that's what's called shoulding. That's what I call shoulding. So you should look like this, you should parent like that, you shouldn't have said that, you should act like this. And it's not to, obviously not to just disregard all, you know, all instruction, but it's more of just owning who you are and being the educated individual that you are and owning your own reality.
And there's so much pressure on that, especially as a parent. You know, I have 2 kids, and there's always, oh, you should enroll them in piano, you should enroll them in dance, they should be playing soccer, they should be doing this and this and this, and that's so much, almost a relief to kind of get that pressure off a little bit, you know?
Yes, absolutely, and that's chapter 2 in the book is don't should on me.
Don't should on me, big old flag and banner and everything for that, right?
That's right.
All right, well, after people read your book, kind of what's that one thing you want them to take away from after reading it?
I do hope that they understand their value and their worth, and that when you understand it, then you can kind of reframe the way that you look at insecurity and fear as less of something to avoid and just steer clear, but more of an opportunity to exercise courage and to be confident.
That's awesome. We sure do miss you guys in Kansas City. Of course, Ben has just, he's in the playoffs again this year, so how exciting is that for you to be back on another playoff-bound baseball team?
So thrilled for him, so thrilled. I knew that if anyone had anything to say about it, that he would be getting them there for sure.
Definitely. Well, again, we miss you. Any chance maybe we can get him back in Kansas City?
I don't know. I mean, invite us. I don't know.
All right, dear Mr.
I know.
Okay. No.
That's so awesome.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We sure do appreciate it. Well,